All right, let's get right to it. What if I told you that a huge chunk of the miles you're running right now are completely wasted? Seriously. For anyone out there trying to smash that next marathon goal, whether it's breaking 4 hours or even 3, I've been looking into a formula that just might change everything for you. So let's just ask the question straight up. Are the miles you're grinding out week after week actually making you any faster? Or are they just, well, are they just wearing you down? It seems like the single biggest trap we all fall into is this idea that more miles automatically equals faster times. But it just doesn't work that way. In fact, that exact mindset could be the very thing that's holding you back from your next PR. Yeah, we're talking about junk miles. Those are the runs that don't really have a clear point. Sure, they fill up your training log, but they're not really moving the needle on your fitness. They're what lead to burnout, hitting a plateau, or worse, getting injured. This right here is the core idea for one of the greatest running coaches of all time, Jack Daniels. And it's so simple, but so powerful. Before you head out the door, you have to be able to answer, what's the purpose of this run? If you don't have an answer, you might be better off resting. Every step needs a purpose. So, how do we give every mile a purpose? The answer, believe it or not, comes down to one single powerful number that makes everything personal. It's called your VDOT score. Now, don't get hung up on the name. VDOT is just a number that's a snapshot of your current running fitness. You get it from a recent race you ran, and it becomes this master key that unlocks a training plan that is 100% tailored to you. And this is the magic tool. This table right here. This is going to be your new best friend. You just find your recent race time on the chart, and bam, it gives you your VDOT score. And from that one little number, everything else falls into place. Now, here's the coolest way to think about it. Your VDOT score doesn't just give you one pace, it gives you 5 specific training paces. And you can think of them like gears in a car. Each gear has a very specific job, and to be a really good runner, you need to know how to use all 5 of them. Let's start with first gear. This is your easy pace, and honestly, it's the foundation for everything else. It's probably the most important gear you have. Think of this pace like a casual weekend drive in the country. You're not racing, you're just enjoying the ride. The whole point here is to build your aerobic engine. It should feel so comfortable that you could easily hold a conversation with a buddy running next to you. Okay, shifting up to gear 2, marathon pace. And for all of us targeting that 26.2, this one is obviously a big deal. This pace is like setting the cruise control on a long highway drive. It's that exact, steady effort you plan to hold for hours on race day. The goal of these runs is to make that pace feel second nature, totally automatic. All right, time to shift again. Gear 3 is your threshold pace. Now we're getting into the work that builds some serious stamina and that mental grit we all need. I like to think of this as a focused commute in some pretty heavy traffic. You're not sprinting, not at all, but you are definitely working hard and paying close attention. It feels comfortably hard. This is the pace that teaches your body to get better at clearing out all that junk that makes your legs tired, letting you hold a faster speed for way longer. Gear 4, this is your interval pace. Okay, this is the hard stuff, no doubt about it. But this is what really cranks up your aerobic power, your VO2 max. You know what this feels like? It's that moment you decide you're going to carry all the groceries from the car in one trip. That hard, sustained, I'm not going to drop the eggs effort. That's what this is. You're putting your system under some serious stress, but that's a good thing. That stress is what forces it to adapt and get so much stronger. And finally, our top gear. Gear 5 is repetition pace. This is as fast as we go in training. But here's the key. This isn't about endurance. This is like that quick, sharp burst of speed you need to merge safely onto a busy freeway. The whole point is to improve your running form and economy, making you a smoother, more efficient runner at every single speed. Okay, so we've got the 5 gears. The obvious next question is, well, what are my paces? Let's figure that out right now. It's actually this simple. First, grab a recent race time, a 5K, 10K, whatever you've got. Second, you look up that time on the VDOT table and find your score. And third, that one score tells you the exact pace, down to the second, for every single one of your 5 training gears. Seriously, the guesswork is over. So let's take a real-world example. Let's say you just ran a 10K in 45 minutes and 16 seconds. You find that on the table, and boom, it tells you your VDOT score is 45. And right there with it are your personal training paces. Your easy run should be somewhere between 8:23 and 9:25 a mile. Your threshold pace, 7:17 a mile. It's like a personalized prescription for getting faster. Okay, so that's all the theory, but let's talk about what you can actually do, like this week. Here is one simple but incredibly effective drill you can add to your next easy run. They're called strides. It's easy. After you finish an easy run, find a nice flat stretch, maybe 100 meters or so. You're going to run for about 20 or 30 seconds and just smoothly build up your speed until you're at about 90% of a full sprint. Now, the key here is to focus on your form. Feel light, fast, and totally in control. This is not about straining. Then just jog back to where you started for full recovery and repeat that 4 to 6 times. It's a perfect way to work on that top-end Gear 5 R pace running. You see, this whole system, it's really about a massive shift in how you think about your running. It's about moving away from just counting up miles and starting to make every single mile you run actually count for something. So from now on, when you finish a run, the question you ask yourself shouldn't be, how many miles did I do? The real question, the one that's going to lead to that breakthrough you've been looking for, is this: what was the purpose of every single mile? Answer that every time, and you are on your way to your next PR.